Hi, Peter. Thanks so much for joining me today. How are you?
Not bad. How you doing today?
Really, really well. So, your new project, Rosina Cove, has just released a brand new album. I'm happy to tell you that your album is debuting on CKUA's Top 30 chart this week. And I just wanted to get a sense of the new project and what the album is all about. So, can you tell our listeners maybe how this project is different from some of the other projects that you've been involved in?
Yeah, for sure. It kind of came out, I guess, in sort of a reaction to some of the other projects that were really important to me, but were sort of taking up a lot of sort of my mind and heart, if that makes sense. Like really diving in and wanted to sort of make everything perfect and spending a lot of time deliberating over stuff. So Rosina Cove really came out in response to that, and I just started giving myself sort of 10, 15 minute segments where I'd have to write the whole song. And there was no going back, there was no changing it, and it was just to kind of get out my own way. And then I guess it really started when me and Drew Malcolm went to see the Tragically Hip on their final tour,
Hmm.
and I'd never seen them before, and I didn't grow up with them, and it it changed me. It was a magical evening the two of us shared. Even just talking about it now, I can kind of feel it, giving me goosebumps. Just a really special night. And after that, we kind of sat opposite each other in silence at the bar across the road, and we were kind of like we just watched a bunch of friends play music from that one of the last times.
Hmm.
Um, why are we not doing more of that? We were really kind of inspired in that moment to start doing this. So yeah, the combination of just having a project to kind of really lean into and relax into, and then that experience of playing with friends again was really the two sort of things that started this out for us.
What was it like having to create on such a short, giving yourself such a short sort of timeline or time frame to write a song? What was that experience like for you?
It was just really fun. It was really freeing. It was that sort of, yeah, that idea that kind of what art should be sometimes, where it is just in the moment and whatever comes out is what it is, and really not thinking too much about it. It felt like a really sort of freeing experience after, yeah, just spending a lot of time trying to get the right words, because I spent a lot of my life singing about really important things to me, and I still do.
Mm.
But yeah, it was just fun to sort of to really get out of my own way. It felt like what I was doing was kind of, yeah, getting out of the way of myself to just be a little more free with what I was creating.
Right, right. You mentioned that, playing music with friends is important. And I'm curious, who is in this band?
So Drew Malcolm is kind of he's been there from the beginning, that first night when we decided to play together after the show. And then Vicky Berg is also kind of a permanent feature nowadays. But outside of that, we've kind of, I think I worked out, we've had 25 members of Rosina Cove, and there's 10 different people playing on the album. And it started out as whoever was around could play the show. And it really did start as an excuse to see friends who were musicians. And we didn't really get to see each other often because we're all busy playing music. So part of it was like, let's start a band, and now we have an excuse to see each other.
Yeah.
And so um yeah, at the moment we have Shay Connor on drums, who's in Scenic Route to Alaska. We have Brendan Cameron on keys, who's playing with Kelly Cardinal and Mariel Buckley at the moment. So it's really, yeah, just some of my favorite people, and some of the I'd consider the best musicians in Alberta. I feel really lucky that I get to play with them. But who knows what it will look like in a few months.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun thing of like, oh, there's a new friend who's looking for something to do, and they'll join us for a bit. So yeah, it's a revolving door for sure.
Yeah, which is like a really interesting way of keeping things fresh and infusing new energy into the band. It's
For
it's
sure,
it's
yeah.
a neat idea. Yeah. Yeah, very cool. I would love to play a song from the new album. Can you pick a song and tell our listeners a little bit about it?
Yeah, for sure. I'm thinking it'd be fun to hear How Would It Feel, which was the second single off the album. I was trying to think of what would be good to listen to over a Sunday lunchtime and get you ready for the weekend. And this is a this is a pretty fun song about, yeah, kind of changing and throwing your life up in the air and seeing where it lands, and kind of really, yeah, diving into sort of an unknown future, I guess. And it features Sarah Hiltz on vocals, who's a Toronto artist who I met when I did a Banff residency, I guess 4.5 years ago now. So yeah, it's a pretty fun one, and it was the second single we released.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Peter. It was a pleasure to chat with you today.
You
And
too.
yeah, all the best. And I know that we'll be hearing more from Rosina Cove in the future. From the album, Someday We Will Make It There. This is How Would It Feel, debuting on CKUA's Top 30 chart.